Hey guys, can you hear me? Hey everyone, is my mic working? Okay, good. Thanks, Laura Trainer. We're going really casual today. This is not going to be a formal anything like usual. Hey guys. So I'm running on so few hours of sleep. I just had 4 tortellinis, my first meal of the day, and I've had a little wine. and my emotions are always right on the surface. So I forecast crying. Please don't mistake my tears for weakness. Adding Leanne here. Hey, Leanne.
Hi.
Hey, good
Hey,
to
the
have you
tortellini sound nice.
here. What's that?
I said the tortellini sound nice.
Oh, they're so good. And they're covered in fresh basil from my herb garden. Yes,
Oh,
do not mistake my tears for weakness. I'm a very emotional person. My emotions are not well regulated. And I cry when I'm mad. I cry when I'm sad. I cry when I'm hurting. And if I was doing this on my own, I'm not the best. Angry tears are cleansing. They boost your dopamine. Sometimes if you've had a pile up and you feel like you can't take it anymore, you got to sit down and have yourself a good cry. It's very cleansing. Rebuilds your dopamine, rebuilds a lot of brain chemicals. And if you can't find something to cry about, they say to find the saddest movie you've ever seen and watch it and cry and just do it. But when I'm trying to defend myself, I'm not very good at it. I'm pretty much an easy person to push around, but if you touch someone I care about, I'm your worst nightmare. So that was the thing. We were in this together. There were people that I care about, and when I care about you, I am so protective. And you might say I'm like Khaleesi's dragon, which is a sickening thing to say. Please don't say that. That's embarrassing. I am not like a dragon, but I'm very protective of people that I care about. So when other people that I know, other creators, were in the same boat as me, getting subpoenas, and then there's a big question like, what do they mean? Subscriber information? Does that mean you guys? I became a whole new person. I was ready to fight this out, and I will fight this out to the end. So as you saw, I don't know if you all saw the docket, how much you guys keep track of the docket, or if it and it's I think it's probably been reported. I haven't been able to keep up with a whole lot other than to tell a few people off at the on X, but there was an order that came through that said that an anonymous motion to quash came through and the court would not entertain it. Well, that was mine. So I've resubmitted. Someone got a promotion today in Cassidy O'Connell LLC. Oh, it was on Reddit. Yeah, I for my mental health, I don't go on Reddit because it's usually not nice. But I should say Team Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively Snark are nice for the most part, as far as I know. But I don't have a lot of time for social media, so I kind of stick to YouTube, Instagram, and X when I do have time. But we've been very, very busy the last several days. Thank you so much, Leanne. Leanne has just been absolutely amazing. I don't know if she doesn't want me to draw attention to that. If you
oh no,
if
draw
you're going to get a subpoena next,
No, no,
it seems like
I'm happy
everybody
to
gets one.
say, I'm happy to say if everyone's happy to kind of for me to say that, yeah, I've been helping a couple of the content creators who have had these subpoenas. I've been sort of we call it pro bono in the legal field, but just putting my legal skills to use and having to learn, US law and Canadian law.
Canada law.
But Canada, I'm okay with actually. I'm not too bad because it's so close to British anyway.
That's true. It's
But
part of the Commonwealth, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So we've we've been working quite hard at that. So I am well
Rather,
behind with filings and my posts and everything.
yeah.
But who cares?
I
This is more important.
Yeah, I hate that I haven't been able to. We had so many interesting documents that would have loved to have talked about. Jed Wallace, the hearing. Well, I'm going to throw a little bit about the hearing in here today, but yeah, I haven't been able to cover anything because it's just been round the clock with this. Because there were two. I don't know if you've all seen the subpoenas, but the subpoenas came through, and first of all, the subpoenas were issued on the 3rd. I got mine on the 11th, and all I got was notification. I didn't have the actual subpoena. So I relied on Lauren to let me know what does the subpoena even say, because all I got was it said that someone had subpoenaed my personal information. It didn't tell me what information they wanted, and they said that I had until July 31st to respond. So I'm like, well, send me the subpoena, please. It took 3 emails for me to get my copy of my subpoena, and that was day before yesterday in the afternoon that I finally got it. Well, then I see the subpoena, and just like Lauren's, the subpoena says July 16th, which is today. And it says you must have a court-stamped motion to quash by today. So I'm like, well, how am I going to do that? It takes longer than that to retain an attorney. You have to pay up front. That kind of money is in stocks. We had to cash in stocks. So naturally, I didn't have it signed today. So I started writing it. I just started writing it myself. So today you're going to get to see a Cassidy O'Connell written motion. So and afterwards, Leanne was so graceful as to look it over. She added 3 parts, I think, 2 or 3 parts to it that I had missed that were amazing. So I added those. And imagine having to do that under this kind of stress. So, and there's a lot of other people lost too. Do you know, one of the quotes I got for an attorney, the retainer was $150,000. That was one of the quotes I got. I couldn't believe it. So that was a hard pass. And today I spoke with super nice. I've met some amazingly nice people through this. I don't want to mention any names because I don't know if they would like that. But there's one in particular. This isn't his field. He is a New York attorney, but he doesn't deal with it's very specific what each attorney covers, what they do. Not everybody litigates. This is kind of a civil rights issue. So this guy, it wasn't his exact expertise, but I feel like I made a friend. This man is so nice. He checks on me. He's checked on me every day, a couple times a day. He was the one setting me up with a couple of different ones. The one I met today, so much nicer, and a fraction of that for a retainer. But it was interesting. The one with 150,000 is a good friend of Judge Liman's, and the way he explained it was kind of funny. And I was like, even if he wasn't 150,000, I wasn't going to go there. But anyway, and he said he wasn't sure his partners would even okay that. So, but this next one is much more reasonable. But yeah, so for now, what we're hoping for is that we do these motions to quash, which is all that Google has asked us for. And technically, Google needs to take up the fight after that. I think they just needed something official from us. I've asked them. I've not received any answers to any questions like that. So badly done, Google. But it technically should be. Wouldn't you agree, Leanne, that once we do this, they're the ones who received the subpoena. It should go to them now, right?
Yeah, it should do, because it's not the content creators that have been subpoenaed. Can everyone hear me? Because I've seen comments about my mic.
I can hear you.
Oh, yeah. So it's technically it's not directly the content creators who've been subpoenaed. It is Google for the subscriber data, and by subscriber, because that was a bit of a grey area. By
Yeah,
subscriber, it means you, the content creator who have subscribed to YouTube and Google. So yeah, at this point, as long as I think Google needs something to say that they don't have your consent. It's under the Stored Communications Act. So once they've got all that in, then they should, in theory, take up the fight on your behalf, because it is, like you say, it's their subpoena.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, and then we'll see. I don't think the judge even has to grant our motions to quash. I mean, it would be better if he does, and I don't see why he won't, because it's just ridiculous.
No.
But even if he doesn't, I think they just needed from us, the owners of this private information they're requesting, to say no. You do not have our permission to turn this over to her. And it's absolutely ridiculous. And I haven't spoken to any of Blake's attorneys, but I know some others have, and I don't want to say names because I don't know if they would like me to or not, but the people that have did confirm with Ezra that it's because they think that we are being paid by the Wayfarers, which is the Wayfarer parties, which is the most ridiculous, absolutely atrocious. But I feel like two things. One, that tells me she does not have the evidence she needs to try to claim this retaliation. And two, I believe it's to shut us up, to scare us and shut us up. In the end, if my stuff gets put out there, which the reason I don't want is not because of Blake or because I'm afraid that they're going to find out I've had communication with Wayfair, which I have not, that they're not going to find anything to help their case. There's simply nothing here. It's the principle of it, that they have no business in my business. I have two different family members that have shared bank accounts with me. You get access to my bank account, you get access to them. That's not right. And we've all seen what happened, every member of the Wayfarer party, because Blake's attorneys do not redact the way an attorney is supposed to redact. That would mean, and I think it's purposeful, it would mean that she very well could put my information out there. And there are far too many crazies out there. I have many people I love in this world. And I will not be the reason something happens to them. And screw Blake Lively for putting me in this position. Do not mistake my tears for weakness, because I am so angry. There are crazies on Reddit that were already trying to find out who I am. And it's the principle. I used my First Amendment right to speak on a judicial proceeding. I have done nothing wrong. Thank you, Jean. Don't feel like you guys have to do this just because you hear me cry. I'm not going to crowdfund. I'm not going to anything like that. But thank you very much, Jean. I'm so angry, and I will fight this to to the very end. But this is so wrong. But let's get into, because I'm kind of getting into what my subpoena or what my motion says. I don't know if you guys can read this all. It's kind of, I had to compress it to send it to the court. But as I said, someone was promoted to manager today. Thank you, John. You guys, don't make me cry more. Thank you very much. John's a long time follower. Thank you, Crafted Moments. You guys are amazing. You guys can read it. Can you see? Probably not if you have this on a phone, but we're gonna go through. That's okay. I'm not asking for donations for anyone. Don't anyone feel like you have to do that. Let me tell you about this. My longtime subscribers will know. Thank you, Rihanna. Thank you so much. Oh, Khaleesi. Don't make me. I'm so easy to cry, especially for other people. Anyway, thank you, Just Ricardo. You guys are amazing. Just amazing. But if you've subscribed to me since the beginning, you can attest to this. I have never, not one time, asked for a like. Thank you, Eliza. Oh my goodness, you guys. You guys are amazing. Truly. Thank you very much. I'm not even going to be able to.
Lauren.
Hey, Lauren. Lauren, you're welcome to join if you want. Just let me know. I think, the link is in the chat. So the X chat. So feel free to pick that up at any time.
And
Thank you
Ashley's
very
in the
much,
chat.
Daniel. My eyes are all bleary. Did I miss one? Did I miss Peapod? Thank you. Second place. Thank you for saying that. Let's get our dopamine high. Sending love. You will triumph over this BS. We're here with you. Thank you guys so much. I hope I didn't miss. If I missed you, please tell me. I don't want to miss anybody and I'll try to go through it at the end too if I can remember. But you're on hold, so you can badge. Poor Lauren has like the worst travel experiences. They always lose her bag. She ends up getting delayed in Denver and crazy things. Dee Dee, thank you so much. Love you, Cassidy. Fight. Thank you so much. And C Rose, thank you so much for the super sticker. And Just Ricardo again, wishing late. Yes, the really tiny pointy ones, indeed. Forever and ever, every night of every day. This is for you. Riley, thank you so much. Thank you. You guys, I'm never going to be able to talk my way through this. Thank you, Tammy. What an amazing community we have. Truly.
Yeah, we do. We're lucky.
Truly. Yeah. Suck it, Blake. Kristen, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you guys so much. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Let me know if I did. But yes, stub toes, bang your shin into. I hope people, if you go shopping, probably doesn't, but somebody bangs into the back of your legs with their shopping cart because that hurts like the snow tomorrow. But okay, so what I was saying about I forgot what I was saying. Leanne, do you remember the last coherent sentence I made? Thank you,
AT. Lauren's bag.
Lauren's bag.
Lauren's bag.
Poor Lauren. She gets her bags lost and then delivered to the wrong city when they catch up to it. Anti-bully. Yes, that's what we support here. Thank you, Dinka. Oh my goodness, thank you so much from Istanbul. Wow. That's amazing. I don't know what time it is over there right now, but I know this is really late for Leanne. Leanne is amazing, truly. We have a little group of us that have been making these. You'll notice if any of these motions actually make it to the docket, you'll notice a lot of similarities. And for each of those, that was Leanne. And Leanne worked tirelessly, and she's not in the same time zone. So I would feel so bad for her as late as she stayed up for all of this and just did amazing stuff. And if anyone out there has gotten a subpoena and you don't have an attorney and can't get an attorney, please let us know. Find me on X. I'm Cassidy with a K there. Find me on Instagram. I'm You're So Lazy there. I know that's a weird name for Instagram, but that was from my 90-day fiance days. So, but
And they can look
thank
for
you
me
so
as well, like Kiara J.
Oh, yeah, or yeah, Leanne on X. Marbella, thank you so Don't do Ask the bank overdraft. You deserve so much.
That's hilarious.
Oh.
Oh, you had me in tears then with those lovely words.
Hey, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry about that. It must be Blake. What did Blake do now? Exactly. Okay. Yeah, something happened. I don't know. I lost it for a second. Had to come back on. So, let's see, where was I?
You're
Let's
about to
see.
call it the fire. Do you know when I went on to Omar's, the exact same thing happened. He just went silent, froze, and then he disappeared. He was gone for 8 minutes before he realized that StreamYard had kicked him out.
Oh, wow.
He was sat
I heard
ranting
about
to
it, but I didn't
himself.
know what had happened. So, yeah, I couldn't click on the chat anymore, so I knew something was wrong. Okay, Val Gal, thank you. It's not right they did that. Stay strong. Alexandrina, Superstick. Thank you, Alexandrina. Thank you, P. Mahan, sending joy. You deserve joy. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's see, where am I?
The
Gia
chat is now
Tomcat,
calling you
going to
Omar.
subscribe. What's that?
Sorry. The chat is just saying hi, Omar, to you. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Going to subscribe Blake and Company to car warranty, political parties, and AARP and weird porn site. That sounds good. That sounds really good. I'm all for it. You guys have great ideas, Legos, and so what I was saying about my Omar's here. I didn't see. Hey, Omar. If any of you want to come live, you're more than welcome to. Just let me know, and I got to put my. They took my slides away, so let me put my slides back on. Let's see. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness, Kimberly. Kimberly, thank you. Thank you so much. Your first super chat. Usually send PayPal. Thank you. Thank you very much. You guys are. I did not expect this. What I was saying about, oh yes, paper cuts. Do somebody hang nails and paper cuts and even more spin. There we go. There we go. The things that really matter, right? What I was saying is on my channel, I have never one time in all of the time I've had it asked for likes. Never. I have never one time in any video or any post I've ever done asked for subscribers. Not one time. I get little notices from YouTube all the time telling me that I can make more money if I would allow more midstream advertising, because you can either just click on midstream advertising, or you can manually put them in. And if you choose manually putting them in, you can limit where they go. And I've noticed they don't put them where I say. I go in every time and I manually space them 10 minutes apart. And they don't always honor like where I put it, but they will honor the amount that I put. So I never put more than one per 10 minutes. So I've never tried to be greedy about anything, nothing like that. And I forgot why I was saying that, but oh yeah, because everything I do, I feel everything I say is sorry. I say it because I believe it. Because it's this world is a mess. And there's so much injustice, and I hate it. So whether I'm speaking about the way Alex Murdaugh stole millions of dollars from orphans and widows and widowers and motherless children, or if I do a story about a man who killed his wife because he couldn't control her anymore, and I took a break from all that. And those of you who've followed long enough, you know why I did. I had a loss in my family. I had two. And I couldn't handle the death. So I thought I'll do this story because it's just celebrity gossip. It's just stupid. There's no one dead. There's no one physically injured. You know, I'll take this for a couple weeks while I get my strength back and I'll go back to what I do. And then lo and behold, I found out what this case was all about. And it was another big, strong, powerful, wealthy, thank you, Irrelevant Photons, big, strong, wealthy person attacking someone miles and miles beneath them in power and in prestige and in money and all of that. And so that's what I go for. That's the kind of story I want to tell. And I don't go for the gossip. I take the, oh, Jane, my long time. Jane's been here. She knows. We totally understand why you took this curve. Jane's been there since the beginning. She's one of my original Murdaugh people. Jane and I saw Nirvana. They know where I started, why I started, what I did. And when I talked about Murdaugh, I came up against a senator. I came up against judges. I came up against dirty attorneys and dirty bankers and scary people. And so I've always kept my anonymity. I promised. Dang it, I'm so... My emotions, again, do not mistake my tears for weakness. I am angry, but I cry when I'm angry. I promised my parents I would do everything I could to keep the family safe. So I did this. Cassidy is not my name. And I don't mean to fool people with that. It's all about safety. And my true identity is wiped from Google. I've done everything I could for all that, because not for this case, but it was for the stuff I really do. When you're posting about rich, powerful men who've killed their wives and attorneys that have generations worth of power, and like I said, a senator and a 4-generation strong bank, these are scary people. Never did I think this one would be the one where people were trying to find me. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's Blake Lively. But I'm just very grateful that I did all of that when I started talking about Alex Murdaugh. But anyway, everything I say is because I believe it, and because I want to make a difference. Maybe it's a little difference. Maybe it's just bringing something to light that people aren't aware of, or helping people understand. Like in this case, one of the things that makes me so angry, I did not realize how controlled mainstream media was. I am not a conspiracy theorist sort of person, but if you had told me before this case that mainstream media could be so easily controlled by someone, I would have said that's nonsense. Take the aluminum foil off your head and stop talking nonsense. Because to me, I thought journalists want the truth out there. I thought they were like me. They wanted to tell the truth. If there was anything out there to be uncovered, that they wanted to get to the bottom of it and tell the truth. I thought it was burning inside of them. So never did I think that they would do something like how they're reporting on this case. I still cannot believe that these people have managed to control what's being said about stupid Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Thank you, Roses Wild. Thank you so much. Yeah, and it's not just me. And that's another reason I get so emotional. It's people I really care about. So, but it's insane how much mainstream media is controlled not to just not report about these people and their awful things, but they're getting awards. How many awards have they gotten since this started? Justin had his revoked, and she got Time Top 100. Ryan got some kind of special order from Canada. What? It's crazy to me. So that means all of us that are telling the truth, we're the only sources that people have to find out what's really happening in this case. And we can't stop. And that's what, to me, that's what they want to happen. It's not, I think there's, I don't know, maybe they are this stupid and think that we are being paid. But I can't help but wonder if they're doing this to stop the people who are willing to talk about it, who won't get scared off. I don't know. I don't understand the way these people think. I've never associated with people like this in my life. So I can't even begin to understand. But it's not that I have anything to hide. I don't even have so much as a parking ticket. Truly. And thank you, Ellen. All of your motions to quash end up on the docket. If all of them end up on the docket, then Blake Lively basically invited 16 of you to tell your truth. This will look up. Oh, yeah, you're going to see what I said. And I may have some things legally wrong. And that's okay because, it's attorneys, when they're filing something when they're representing someone, they grab everything they could think of and throw it on there, and knowing the court's going to rule a lot of it out or some of it out. But you got to put it out there. So, and in the event that even this, I have resubmitted it. I gave someone a promotion to be the manager of my LLC, and they've signed on behalf, because it was Cassidy, that not me as a person, that got. Oh, Omar's here. I just saw you. Sorry, I don't know how long you've been waiting.
Oh, just
Do you want on screen, or you want me to put you off to the side?
Oh, whatever you want to do. It's your show.
No, it's up to you.
Oh, no, it's up to you. How about that?
Well, it's your face.
Nobody needs to see my face.
So, because we're not on camera, so.
Oh, well, I'll join you guys off camera.
Okay. All right. Or I could I'll just put it on the side. Yeah, it's up to you. I just wanted to give you that option because it's your face.
No, it's fine. I just I have a lot to say about the motion. I've been talking with Lauren about it, and
Yeah.
I told her I wish you could swim in my brain for like the next month or two because I'm somewhat impressed by this motion to quash. Matter of fact, it makes me angry because I feel like I know what this is. It's a shakedown of content creators in an effort to divert attention from the atrocities that are taking place in the instant case. Now nobody's talking about, I mean, some people are talking about, but like, the deposition motions for protection, the weakness of her case, all of the obstacles that she faces going forward. Nobody's talking about that now. Everybody's caught up with this subpoena. And I told Lauren, this is so easily quashable. It's so ridiculous. And the way that you guys are going about, and Leanne has done a tremendous job in, offering her insight, but, attacking it on the basis of Rule 45, seeking Rule 26 protections in the future, seeking sanctions, attorney fees and costs, if any, expenses, whatever. All of that is appropriate. I think that it needs, like, every single person that has received a subpoena in this matter should attack it similarly. Force them to confront.
Back. Okay, sorry, I went out for a second. Who was it? Me or?
Oh, I don't know if I was I talking to myself?
No, I did hear you this time.
Oh, it wasn't me this time.
No, it wasn't you.
What I was saying was, they should be forced to have to respond to 16 individual motions to quash. They should be forced to have to explain themselves about how it's possible that the judge has already stricken many of their discovery requests for being overly broad and overly burdensome and ridiculous, having no tie-in to actual causes of action in their case, and then straight up doing it to third-party content creators having nothing to do with this case, seeking communications, comprehensive bank records because they think that there's some kind of financial tie-in to the Wayfarer parties. It's nonsense. Give me any offer of proof that any of these things are going on. And if you can't, then they should be brought up on sanctions because they know better. They're not like first or second year attorneys. They not only have experience in litigating, but they have experience with this judge about how he crafts his discovery requests.
Yep.
And the way that he's going after third parties, they are going after third parties in this case, should be punishable. And I think that
it should be.
Shouldn't spare any expense, but you should.
I asked for sanctions on my.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was saying I asked for sanctions. I won't get it, but I just wanted to put it on there.
I'm not certain that you won't get it.
Yeah.
I'm not certain that sanctions aren't on the table, especially if they're done, if they have 16 opportunities to correct course. And my understanding is that some of the content creators are already filing things like notices of intent. They're already letting the judge know that this is going on. Like they're giving ample opportunity that we met and conferred with the Manat law firm and the attorneys therein and discussed our concerns and attempted to get them to correct course, and they haven't. I'm just not certain that sanctions aren't at issue here. If I was a judge, I would be questioning them like, what in the hell are you guys doing? Like,
but
why
I feel
are
like
you doing
it lets them do whatever they want. There's something wrong here. I want to catch up with these real quick. Thank you, Joanna, so much. Cassidy, I'm catching up on this chat from my bed in the UK and crying with you. Oh, it's so late there. I cry for all the emotions too. Yeah, I've always been like that. Anne Marie, thank you so much. And Kenny. Ryan can bully people in his world, but he can't bully the whole world. Exactly. We will not be silent and we won't forget. And this was another stupid move on their part. Constant ingrown toenails for Blake and Ryan. Oh, I'm so happy to see your doggy there too. That's a dopamine boost as well. We need to keep our dopamine boost. Tammy, thank you so much for the super sticker. What else? Sorry. If I was ScarJo or Swift, I'd randomly fund a New York federal court subpoena legals. Yes. Right now. Yes, please do. Tay-Tay, I love you. I'm a Swiftie. Help me out. But yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I feel like that's what they're doing. So Omar, don't laugh at me too hard. I wrote my own motion to quash.
Oh, I will not.
I'm gonna go through. What's that?
It's not terrible. No, I'm kidding.
It's not terrible.
No, I've been reading it on screen here. It's pretty good.
Oh, okay. So it goes, please take notice that non-party movement YouTube account Cassidy OC hereby moves the court to accept this pro se. Pro se means without an attorney, like on your own. Motion to quash pursuant to these federal rules to quash or revoke the subpoena issued to Google dated July 3rd, and then the internal reference number, seeking personally identifiable information and private data associated with Movement's YouTube account. I am filing this motion pro se while preparing to sign counsel for this matter because there are conflicting dates to respond, and I want to ensure there is some sort of response on file before the deadline that appears on the subpoena, which is July 16th. And if you weren't here from the very beginning, Google gave us till July 31st. But then when I finally got a copy of the subpoena the day before yesterday, it said July 16th. So I didn't want, I'm like, is this a trap? Are they going to demand it on the 16th? I wanted something in there by the 16th. And that's what I recommended to everybody else. At least get a motion, a notice of intent or something.
Sure.
So I have very little information on this subpoena. Some accounts have not yet received a copy, even at this late moment. Last I heard, I think Ashley finally got hers today. Is that right, Leanne?
Motion to quash.
No, her actual copy of the subpoena.
Oh yeah. Copy of the subpoena. Yeah, she's.
I think yesterday she said she still hadn't even gotten. Some people just found out yesterday. So Google has given us a respond date of July 31st, but their subpoena. Oh, did I already say that? So Exhibit A is just a copy of that. We'll get to the exhibits later. For reasons that will be revealed in this document, I am in fear that tactics may have been employed to cause confusion and/or delay, so that I will miss my chance to file on time. Google asked for an official court stamp filing to be forwarded to their legal department to begin steps to quash their subpoena for my information. That is why I'm filing this today ahead of being joined by my counsel. I feel I need an official record of my response and intent. Additionally, I wish to have this letter filed to make the court aware of the types of abusive, sweeping subpoenas being served by Blake Lively at this point in discovery. And he mentioned to her in that hearing yesterday that they've been aware of this date all this time. Why are they asking for extensions and stuff? And why is she waiting till now? She's waiting till now because she's desperate. Thank you, Dr. J. Royster. Thank you so much. She doesn't have evidence, I think. And again, all this big stuff was coming up that she wanted, like Omar said, she wanted to distract.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, Cassidy, I hate to, I got to run. I only had a couple minutes, but I just want to come in and show my support and say that you guys are awesome.
Thank you so much,
and
Omar.
Leanne is amazing. And you got my full support. I'll talk with you off air about some stuff. But also, I'm doing a live with Lauren about this stuff. If you want to join, you're more than welcome to. Leanne, you too. If you guys want to, I'm going to.
What time is that going to be?
Oh, it's going to be late. So I don't know if it's going to be, about 8:30 my time. So like early in the morning for you.
It's like 4 or 5. Yeah, I can set an alarm.
If you want to, if don't feel obligated, but you guys are both invited is all I'm saying.
No, I would really, if I can get that, I absolutely will.
Yes, ma'am. I'll shoot you both a link just in case.
Getting lots of love here in the chat too, Omar, just to let you know.
Oh, thank you guys so much. I really got to run. We will talk later, I promise. I love you all.
All right.
Love you.
All right. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, Omar's on the West Coast, so he's 3 hours past Eastern time. So yeah, they're always late. Very late.
8 hours behind me, I think.
Oh wow. Yeah, and you must be exhausted.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If you need to go at any time, just
No, I'm good. I'm honestly, I'm good.
Okay. So since she stated in docket 410 that she has served 60 third-party subpoenas and intends to file several more motions for alternative service subpoenas, the same as these that have been served to Movement, this is nothing but an unfounded fishing expedition. Sorry. Exhibit B is from that filing where she made that statement. This motion to quash subpoena refers to a subpoena served on Google seeking the unmasking of 16 mostly anonymous YouTube and TikTok creators under the premise that we're engaged in a smear campaign against plaintiff Blake Lively. Exhibit C is a copy of that subpoena. I think you've probably seen them. They've been floating around. This subpoena is unsupported by evidence, chilling of constitutionally protected speech. Chilling is kind of like it makes you afraid to speak out. It kind of muzzles it. And endangers the safety and privacy of non-parties uninvolved in the litigation. Ms. Lively, who still cannot accept that the criticism against her online is completely organic and of her own making, has made yet another move guaranteed to make matters far worse for her reputation by lashing out at content creators on social media. She has apparently failed to sufficiently prove her case of retaliation, and with deadlines for discovery looming, has engaged in a last-ditch effort to bring a fishing expedition in the hopes of just maybe finding a connection between any Wayfarer party, including counsel, and some of the negative online reports. She is barking up the wrong tree. Oh, that's okay, Nirvana. You're so supportive of me. You don't have to apologize. You are always supporting me. Factual background. Movement number 12. So that's me officially. I am number 12 right now. Movement 12 of 16, or Movement is 12 of 16 independent online commentators who lawfully analyze court filings and publicly available material related to high-profile litigation. Movement, like all the others listed in the subpoena, does not have any affiliation or communication with the defendants counsel, or anyone related to defendants in this matter. On or about July 10th, 2025, Movements received notification from Google that their identifying information, including names, emails, addresses, IP logs, payment data, that includes our bank accounts, and other personal information, was sought via subpoena in this action. Since that date, other creators are still receiving their initial notification. At present, I only know of 8 out of the 16 listed in the subpoena. Not all of us have received a copy of the actual subpoena. I fear many will not have the chance to fight this subpoena due to not receiving notification. The subpoena issued by plaintiff's counsel Ezra Hudson requests the following from Google. Sorry, I was peeking at the chat. I didn't want to miss anything important. So the subpoena issued by plaintiff's counsel Ezra Hudson requests the following from Google. I just read that. Names, addresses, email accounts, and phone numbers, including backups. And then these are my personal comments that follow in parentheses. Any information plaintiff wishes to collect regarding Wayfarer and communications with the media should be requested directly from Wayfarer instead of chasing down every account on social media that may have made negative remarks about Ms. Lively. B. IP addresses, login histories, and geolocation data. Plaintiff has not explained, nor is it easily apparent, why Movement's locations have any bearing on this litigation. Plaintiff has further not explained why they want this information going back to May 2024, when Movement is me, in case you guys didn't realize that, did not begin speaking about this topic until February 3rd of 2025, over a month after the lawsuit was filed. She wants my stuff going back to May of 2024, when I didn't even know who Justin Baldoni was. And I was busy talking about Murdaugh stuff then. Okay, sorry, I have to respond to a message real quick. So let's see, where was I? Furthermore, Ms. Lively herself makes a compelling argument. This is Leanne's bit. This is so good. Ms. Lively herself makes a compelling argument that individuals have a constitutional right to privacy regarding their financial information. In her response to the Wayfarer party's motion to compel her to disclose her own financial information, In litigation, she elected to initiate and seek damages where she states, "This argument falls woefully short of overcoming the general rule against seeking party assets and financial information and Miss Lively's constitutional right to privacy of the same. Miss Lively appears to recognize the basic elements of privacy rights that individuals are entitled to, despite her attempts to pierce the rights others are equally entitled to." That was excellent, Leanne. An excellent addition by Leanne.
Thank you.
YouTube and Google Pay account information, including payment sources. This is so stupid. My comments. YouTube neither directly pays their creators nor do they use Google Pay. No third party has access to add additional money to a YouTuber's monthly pay. No one can add money to that unless it's like this, a super chat. They cannot be adding money to my YouTube account. YouTube doesn't even pay us. We're paid by AdSense. According to ads run on our channel, ironically enough, and this is my favorite line of the whole thing, Mint Mobile often runs ads on my channel featuring their spokesperson, Ryan Reynolds. So if I've been paid directly or indirectly by anyone involved in this case, it's former party Ryan Reynolds. So thank you, Ryan. Okay, my first super chat. Oh, thank you. This is for the Anti-Bully Fund. We are all behind you, Cassidy. You got this. Thank you so very much. You guys are amazing. I really did not expect this at all. Which, by the way, it was interesting that Ryan Reynolds' name was mentioned in the subpoena when he's been dismissed a long time ago. Excellent Mint Mobile jab. Yeah, that's my favorite line, I have to admit.
Well, he wasn't even just mentioned, though, was he? He was in the subpoena. It literally says he is a party. A month after he was dismissed.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I have to answer this. I'm trying to keep up with a bunch of things while I'm doing this, so. All right.
Can I just quickly interject here, Cassie, because I've just been given some news.
Okay.
So apparently there was an emergency hearing heard on tomorrow's deposition, Lively's deposition, because
she's getting out of it.
Go ahead, trying to get out of it because all the lawyers have flown over from California. Some of the new Wayfarer parties themselves are currently in the air in a plane, and she's trying to wriggle out of it. And I don't know the context, but I've just been told by CJ that Jed Wallace's lawyer threw in Rico, like to the judge. He was like brought up the subject of a Rico claim.
Oh,
I know.
Whoa. Interesting. So is she legitimate? I was joking. Is that true? She's trying to get out of it?
Apparently she's trying to get out of it. Yeah, I'm trying to get more context, but
and they're already on their planes on the way over?
Yeah. The lawyers are all there, Friedman and all that from California. They're all already there.
Unbelievable. I knew she was going to try to get out of it, but she got her way.
But she's going to have to pay the cancellation fee for her stylist.
We should probably use your stylist and do some sort of pep walk somewhere. Unbelievable. Oh,
is it though? Is it unbelievable at this point?
Wow. She's just worse and worse. Really.
I'm trying to get a little bit more information, so I'll come back, but I just wanted to just make you aware that something's going on.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, keep your eye on it and interrupt at any time to keep us apprised. We have breaking news, folks. Our UK correspondent, Leanne. You can trust BBC News. At least I think so.
Yeah. Definitely more BBC and less Daily Mail.
Although Daily Mail's been the only one brave enough to report the truth, right? Maybe she had a herpes flare.
Oh my God, the judge clapped back as well because Kevin Fritz said that she should not be getting preferential treatment because she's a celebrity. And the judge clapped back and said, well, your client's a celebrity too. And then he made a really snarky comment and said, to be honest, before this case, I'd never heard of either of them. That's going to kill her ego.
What's that?
I said that's going to kill her ego.
Oh, it will. That the attorney I talked to today said the same thing. Yeah. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. We will. We are going to fight. We are going to fight. Thank you, Suzette. You guys are truly, truly amazing. Oh, Leanne, can you explain Rico real quick? I've got to get a drink. My mouth is so dry.
Bear with me. I will, but I'm just.
Oh, you're keeping up.
Yeah, I've got CJ kind of bashing through a pile of stuff to me at the moment because it's not been like a hearing where it's been recorded. It's oh, you know that Matthew that goes in on Matthew on the docket, the guy who listens to the cases and gets permission to record them.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. So he's kind of been bashing out tweets really quickly.
Oh, okay. So that's how they're keeping up. Yeah, he's amazing, especially for the federal cases that we can't get into. So RICO stands for Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. It's most often used in things like the mafia, but if the same sort of behavior is being done outside of the mafia, it can definitely fall under that as well. So it's a pretty big claim, and you certainly don't want that applied to the case. But I'm very interested to read how it's being applied because I hadn't seen anything that actually qualified for it as of yet. Yeah, they're the mob. That's right, Kimberly. They're acting like the mob. So it's Hollywood Mafia. Yes, Khaleesi. So they're getting a Rico. But you don't have to be in the mob.
Serious thing though, because that's the whole thing. Diddy was up for, not very recently. And criminal, it can involve many years imprisonment. It's usually things like kidnapping, arson, drug dealing, that kind of thing. But you can bring a civil RICO case as well. I'm not quite sure what they're going for here. But if you're successful with civil RICO cases, you can win treble damages, where we had treble damages before.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. That would be nice. Fight treble damages with treble damages. Well, that makes me mad at Judge Liman's snarky remark, because it doesn't matter that the other side is a celebrity. The other side is not expecting special treatment, celebrity or not. Only Blake has expected special treatment. So his remark is as typically is, off the mark.
Yeah.
Inappropriate. It doesn't matter if the other side's a celebrity. Not once has the other side asked for any kind of special treatment. So he can keep his the way he defends that woman is unbelievable.
He actually went further and then turned around and he kind of almost threw a bit of a shot towards Lively and said, well, celebrity is fleeting anyway. Like, you're only relevant for a period of time and then you're no longer relevant.
This is sick, guys. Oh, that makes me so mad. Okay, so let me get back to this because I don't want to keep everyone too long, and I'm not quite sure. I didn't do the math for exactly what that time relates to for Omar going live, and I want to kind of finish before we get that far. Cassidy, go get your drinks. I thought, oh, thank you, Green Fox. Thank you. I have some ginger and honey tea. My throat's kind of roughed up a little bit because of you know how when you don't sleep good for a while, your throat, I call it get my monster voice. It gets kind of gravelly. So, I see where you're going. It does fit in some aspects. Evidence laundering with Van Sham. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. So after, was it you, Leanne, or was it Lauren who said after the judge refused my anonymous thing that I should have signed it, Van Zandt?
Oh, that was me. The Van Zandt Doe 7.
That was you.
Yeah.
I should have signed it, Van Zandt. Yep.
Oh my God, she would have choked, wouldn't she? Can you imagine that?
I should have renamed my LLC. Okay. So yeah, guys, if it does make it to the docket, my someone was promoted to manager to speak on behalf of my LLC. So that is not my name either. They are not getting my name. If I have to pay the attorney I spoke to today, who was absolutely wonderful, but his retainer was like $25K. But I mean, and it's a New York attorney. That's what you're going to pay, and you get back whatever they don't have to spend. That's just like the retainer. So let's see.
But it was only, I mean, to be fair, like you said earlier, though, really for this, for Google to kind of kick in and to kind of,
it should be.
All you need is just to file something, some kind of objection, get it court stamped, and then say to Google, "Here, I've done what you've asked. Now go and defend me.
Go take care of this," because you make 30% of everything I make on here. So
yeah.
So bank. Where did I leave off? YouTube, Google. Oh yeah, Ryan Reynolds. So bank account, and credit card information. There's my comments to that. One finds themselves astonished at what could possibly be gained by accessing credit card information, as everyone understands, or should understand, that credit cards are used for purchases and not for payments. Plaintiff claims to be looking for signs that I, as a creator, am somehow being paid by someone outside of AdSense to create my content. I am not. This request for Movement's financial records is overwhelmingly invasive. I restate that any information plaintiff wishes to collect regarding Wayfair and communications or payments with media and social media should be requested directly from Wayfair instead of chasing down every account that may have made negative remarks about Miss Lively and demanding I show my and anyone whom I share a bank account with private financial information. I fail to see why information such as bank numbers would be required for any other purpose. Oh, this was Leanne's addition, this last sentence. Than to issue a further subpoena to the financial institutions with whom I conduct my business in order to obtain fuller financial records, which have no relevance to Ms. Lively's claims and are grossly intrusive. Exactly. So this request about the bank information, thank you so much, Gwen Campbell. Stand strong. You are on the good side of this and have a tremendous amount of supporters. Many prayers this ends soon for you. Thank you so much. Beautiful Gwen. So like Leanne's saying, they're not just asking about our bank information for the fun of it. It means that as soon as they get this subpoena through, they're going to be subpoenaing our stuff, our bank stuff, all these other things that they've got, that they will get permission for should they get this subpoena to go through. And they got no business in that. It's none of their business. E, subscriber registration data, premium services, and account usage history. My comment to that, it is unclear what this entails as far as my subscriber registration data or what premium services have to do with any part of this litigation. This request needs clarification. If the court, as it usually does, grants her this invasive subpoena. Does this mean channels I subscribe to or channels that subscribe to mine? Is it premium services I subscribe to or premium services used to subscribe to me? And finally, what is a YouTube premium service? I don't even know. What is that? We cannot control, nor is it an easy task to keep track of who subscribes to our channels. And you can have it not listed who you subscribe to. So I couldn't even see who else subscribes to me. I restate that if Miss Lively wishes to know if a member of the Wayfarer Party or Council subscribe to my channel, this question should be directed to Wayfarer and not to me. I firmly object to my channel being used as a means to investigate people who subscribe to me so that Miss Lively can add more innocent people to her desperate and paranoid list of possible culprits in an imaginary smear campaign. F. These requests are overly broad, highly intrusive, and completely without merit. Plaintiff cannot offer one single piece of evidence to explain or support these requests. The only reason Movement is being pursued in this manner is because I do not speak favorably about Miss Lively, her husband, who was originally a named defendant in the case, but has since been dismissed, leaving us to also wonder why his name appears on the subpoena as a party. And I'll show you. At the end, I'll go through the exhibits. I don't want to flick through this, a lot of pages. Or her legal team that is seen as, this is for you, Ezra, abrasive, and you, Michael Gottlieb, mean-spirited, repetitive, and unprofessionally careless of any party's personal information outside of their clients. G, Google lacks my consent. This is another brilliant addition by Leanne. Google lacks my consent to share my personal information under Section 2702B3 of the Stored Communications Act. This act creates an exception based on lawful consent that applies to civil discovery. The SCA authorizes an ECS or RCS provider to divulge the contents of communications when lawful consent has been given to do so. Google does not have my lawful consent to disclose any of my personal information. JT, Shannon Lumbar, and then she cites the cases to support that. The plaintiff sought, and this is what happened in the case, the plaintiff sought all emails in the 3 individual defendants' personal Microsoft, Yahoo, and Google accounts. The court found the statutory language clear and unambiguous and ruled that a Rule 45 subpoena does not constitute an exception to the SCA, allowing an ECS provider to divulge the contents of communications. Thank you for that, Leanne. Movement uses a pseudonym for personal safety. Having previously experienced... Can you read this one, Leanne?
Well done. Where are we? Where are you? Movement uses pseudonym for personal safety, having previously experienced stalking, sexual assault, and credible threats. Plaintiff's counsel has an established history in this case of improper, completely absent redaction in filings and have exposed the home addresses of every Wayfarer defendant. This led to death threats to all the defendants, several of which are women, threats of kidnap and harm to a wife and daughter not affiliated with the lawsuit, an act of arson where the arsonist is currently in jail, and the disclosure of 2 separate medical conditions.
Thank you.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I think I got it now. Further heightening the risk of exposure and harm to any person's... Maybe not. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Do you want me to keep going?
Yes, please.
Okay. Further heightening the risk of exposure and harm to any person's information presented to this lawsuit. Movement has no experience whatsoever that any personal information retrieved in any way by Miss Lively and her counsel would be kept confidential, as they have failed time and again to redact sensitive information. Miss Lively throws tantrums about her own privacy and safety on a regular basis, but does not afford these rights to anyone else. In spite of the instances mentioned in this paragraph, the public has not seen a single instance where the court has given plaintiff or plaintiff's counsel the slightest discipline or warning as a result of their professional incompetence in this regard.
Okay, thank you, Leanne.
Yeah,
I think, and I hate to do that. I know you're so tired.
That's okay.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. Okay, so yeah, we've seen them how many times they've doxed the entire Wayfarer party. They've released Jed Wallace's medical information, some of Justin's medical information that they had no business releasing. You can't trust these. My point is, we can't trust them because not only have they done that, and every attorney knows how to redact a document and knows that they're supposed to. And the judge has said absolutely nothing, at least not publicly. And since it was released publicly, he should have addressed it publicly.
And they're not even careful with their own information sometimes. And she, did that filing the other day, arguing over where to have her deposition. She redacted the deposition details, but her counsel had put them in a different file in only like 2 days before, so we all knew where it was.
Yeah.
It's so irritating to see ridiculous errors being made.
And being allowed.
I know.
Judge, what do you think you're here for? This is your job. It's crazy. So, in an effort to stall and confuse movements in the limited time we have to file a motion to quash the subpoena, Attorney Ezra Hudson, do you got that, Ezra? Apparently instructed the receptionist at her law office to avoid the truth when asked about the authenticity of these subpoenas. One movement's attorney was told 3 times that the subpoenas are fake. On another recorded phone call, transcribed here as Exhibit E, one YouTuber was told that Ezra instructed her to say, "We don't know, we're trying to work it out," if asked about them. And she sounded really uncomfortable.
Yeah. And it's ridiculous, right? I will say the reality, I'll speak to that a little bit. The realities of a law firm are, that's a huge law firm with, thousands and thousands of staff, and their receptionists are not privy to every little thing that happens on the tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of cases they have, especially people like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds cases, because, it is a need to know basis. Even though those people work in the same office does not automatically mean that they're entitled to, be privy to confidential information. So I did not expect the receptionist to not have the first clue of what was going on. So I wasn't surprised when she was sitting there going, "I don't know." But that's just my way. And I didn't take it as a lie. I took it as she hasn't got a clue. And to be honest, I don't expect her to have a clue.
Right. But it was, I felt like she was uncomfortable. I'm going to go ahead and go to, sorry, it's a lot of clicking through. It's Exhibit E. So, and I have
she
to
was
go
uncomfortable.
through.
Yeah, you could hear that.
Yeah, you could hear. And the word, I think it's really important to know what this, I'm almost there. Here's E. So she says, at the moment, this is mid conversation. I didn't transcribe the entire thing. Oh, well, the first time he rejected it, I've refiled it. We'll see if he does it or not. That's why I'm going over it here, just so everybody knows what I've said. And he did at least put the order refusing it. So I did have that court stamp. So I was able to send this to Google before 5 o'clock today. So even though he didn't let it on the docket, his response was on the docket in time. So I have been able to notify Google in case these dates are a trap. But thank you so much. I don't know how to pronounce it. Shanshine? Sorry, I don't. Zanshine? Sorry if I said that wrong. But
Cassie,
thank you. Thank you very much.
Sorry, can I just quickly answer something? Because someone's put something in the chat. So there's a question in the chat from Leo West Coast, which says, Cassidy, please be aware that Manat works as legal counsel for Google. Now, if they won't be working for Google in if they do file like a motion to quash these subpoenas, because it would be conflict of interest. So they would have to get different attorneys for that. I just want to put that there.
Oh, like a whole different firm?
Yeah, a whole different firm. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because otherwise you can't represent the same parties in a competing
but
action.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
I'm not saying I'd be surprised, but no, I really don't. I think even if Manat is not above it, like Google, I would hope that they would, they've got a reputation, and I've seen plenty of lawsuits where they have actually fought for their users' privacy.
Okay, good. Thank you, Kimberly. Okay, wow, that's a whole nother worry. Well, there goes my sleep tonight. Okay, so she says, we're still trying to figure, because this is mid conversation. I didn't want to take the time and do the whole thing. I just got the important bits, but you can see the whole thing on Popcorn's Planet's channel, and then Kirsty replayed it on hers as well. It's probably in a million places by now, but that's the places I've seen it. At the moment, we're still trying to figure it out. what's been going on, because I've been getting a bunch of calls all morning. Oh no, this is the uncorrected one. I had gone through this and changed we to I, and it changed it in all of the places, and I didn't realize till later. So every time you see this I weird, it's supposed to be weave. I've got the wrong version of it up here. I've got that I put up here. So we're not too sure, to be honest. I just do reception. I'm not too sure. I don't believe so, but I don't. And Andy says, no, I don't want you to speak out of turn if you're not sure. My attorney had called earlier and spoke to someone who said that they weren't real. He said his attorney was told 3 times that it wasn't real by Ezra's office. And that was to an attorney. They told someone that's representing one of us people that were subpoenaed, they told their attorney that it was fake 3 times. 3 different phone calls, not like 3 times in the same conversation. 3 different times, 3 different phone calls. And then this is the final phone call, and he recorded it. I really want to make sure that they're positive, because I obviously don't want to miss a legal notice. You know what I mean? And Google's not able to confirm it either. Google was very non-helpful for giving us information about this. It's all very strange to me. Is there someone you can help me sort of escalate that? It's been a day now. I want to ensure that I get it, you know? She says, honestly, yeah, we're just told to take a message until everything was figured out. And then here's the important part. Ezra personally told us to take messages, so we're trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm not too sure, to be honest. So right here we know these people are getting bombarded with all these phone calls, and what do? They go directly to Ezra. And what does Ezra say? Take a message. We don't know. We're trying to figure this out. And Ezra's the one who issued it. It's her name on it. This was so deceptive to me. And I feel like they were doing this on purpose, hoping that time would run out and we wouldn't get our motions filed. That's what really put me on edge about the today. I was desperate to get something in today, because I was like, she's being tricky. We cannot trust these people the slightest little bit. So that's what I mean about the effort to stall. Okay, so now we get to the legal standard. We get to the juicy stuff. Under Rule 45 D3A, a court must quash or modify a subpoena that 1. Requires disclosure of privileged or other protected matter, 2. Subjects a person to undue burden. The First Amendment protects the right to anonymous speech, especially on matters of public concern. And then this particular one we're going to get into in just a moment. This is a Supreme Court case. This is far above Liman's head. He cannot make rulings against the Supreme Court. And then these others, and the last one shows up in some of the filings, and I was so glad I had just covered this. The Stephanie Jones, she's trying to do the same thing, but she's subpoenaed Meta, Pinterest, WhatsApp. Do you remember who else, Leanne? I forget who else she did. They didn't even...
Meta and Pinterest and what? Yeah, I think that might have been the 3.
Yeah, those were the big ones.
Oh no, there was just Signal or something like that.
Yeah, so if you haven't watched that episode, I did talk about this in detail. So you know what? It could be, we're just assuming that Meta just did the fight. They could have required them to file motions to quash first, but we wouldn't know that. So, but their attorneys are on it, and they are just like, nope, nope, and nope. And there was, oh wait, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I'll explain it as I get to my reasoning on these. But Sony was one of the cases I got from that case. I was so glad I had just covered that. And I was so glad I'd covered the Van Zandt lawsuit. Before we knew it was Van Zandt, I'd made multiple episodes about that. Then once we found out it was Van Zandt, I made multiple episodes about that. So I was really brushed up on this particular stuff about how to handle does. But Rule 45C2 states regarding the place of issue. Production of documents, electronically stored information, or tangible things at a place within 100 miles of where the person resides, is employed, or regularly transacts business in person. Third party to this case, Stephanie Jones of Jones Works is currently being legally challenged in her efforts to unmask the identities of unknown accounts and accessing online account information of former employees in multiple districts of California, where she has subpoenaed multiple entities such as Meta, Pinterest, and WhatsApp. So if you haven't watched that episode and you want to hear more about that, I'm not going to go into that legal stuff because this is already being very, very long. But I explained it all in that. And that's Exhibit F here. Argument. The subpoena violates the First Amendment, and this shows up in all of Stephanie Jones' things. The right to speak or publish anonymously, especially on matters of public concern, is firmly protected under the First Amendment. A lot of different places. So my IPs, my geolocations are going to be insane. Let's see. After pointing to famous author Mark Twain and others who published under pseudonyms, Justice John Paul Stevens stated, "Freedom to publish anonymously extends beyond the literary realm." He continued saying that though curiosity may cause some to wonder about one's identity, decision in favor of anonymity may be motivated by fear of economic or official retaliation, by concern about social ostracism, or merely by a desire to preserve as much of one's privacy as possible. And the identity of the speaker is no different from other components of the document's content that the author is free to include or exclude. As the court stated, anonymity is a shield from the tyranny of the majority. It thus exemplifies the purpose behind the Bill of Rights and the First Amendment in particular, to protect unpopular individuals from retaliation. A favorite justice that's of mine, Ginsburg, not only concurred, but made a comment in her statement correcting one justice who dissented. The two dissents were based on a political aspect, not on anonymity itself. So the Supreme Court ruled in favor allowing someone the ability to publish anonymously. It's our First Amendment right. You cannot take that away from me. And that's the basis of all the fighting that's happening that Stephanie Jones is facing right now. This has all been very well established in law. And California is very good about fighting it. They are the heart of the Silicon Valley and everything in it. So they are all prepared for this. Thank you very much, Jake Mom. Thank you. You guys are so generous. And oh, here's another one. Mia, thank you so much.
Cassidy, they've vacated Jed Wallace's dismissal.
What? Why?
I think, again, it's vague information, but I think it's going to be temporary to bring him back in so he can ask questions at Lively's deposition.
Okay.
So in case he refiles anyway, then he'll miss the window to get the deposition.
Oh, I see.
Her ladyship will only sit for one.
Oh, but they can call her back.
No, they won't. Apparently, she will only sit for one. So that's...
Oh, well, la-di-da.
I know, right? Vacated, it just means that the judge is setting it aside, or
Oh, okay.
Yeah, someone asked what it means. So it just means it's basically the judge has overturned the decision, and it sounds like it's just going to be for 48 hours.
Okay, just so he can attend. Well, it's fair he gets to attend because he still has to. Does he still have more to fight? in
If she brings
Texas?
him back in, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he did it without prejudice, even though he dismissed everybody else with prejudice.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Yeah, Nirvana is my absolute darling. Keeps me sane, keeps me here. I'm still here because of Nirvana. So you can thank Nirvana. From way back, from my Murdaugh stuff. That was tough stuff too, especially when I first started out. I didn't have a clue what I was doing, but I was just one mad woman with lots to say. Okay. So where am I?
Rose is wild. You shouldn't have gone for a pee. You missed a lot.
You want to repeat for her? Or she can rewind and then try to catch up with double speed. That's what I do sometimes.
Yeah, no, we were just saying the judge has just temporarily what's he done? He vacated Jed Wallace's dismissal. So Jed Wallace is currently not dismissed, and he will be again in a couple of days.
Yeah, I saw that. The problem is we all have different attorneys, and oh wait, that's I don't usually hate, but I hate like what she's doing is so unfair. Yes, I would not be able to, and that's a problem. It's what everybody's facing because it has to be a New York attorney, and New York is outrageous. Here's the one I was trying to click on. We all have different attorneys, and even my absolutely lovely one that I spoke with today, I asked about that, and he said it couldn't really group together because one may decide to go all out, another may decide just to drop it. We all have different reasons for doing it, different backgrounds. We live in different states, different countries. So
I'm not entirely convinced that this needs, paying expensive lawyers.
right.
I don't think this issue does. I think,
That's why
like you said, we just file enough to say to Google, here, they've got the expensive lawyers, and it's their subpoena, it's their obligation to fight it, not the content creators, really.
Yeah. So yeah.
But you got to have snark, though. That was it. It was good to get a few jabs in at Lively and Ezra.
Yes. And I'm so afraid he's not going to ever publish this one. So I wanted to have my say. Yeah. And he had to read it, and they're getting copies too. So she gets to read it. Hey, Ezra, how's it hanging? I don't like you. I was so glad it wasn't her at the hearing. She's so shrill and hateful. Bender was a little calmer, but
she was useless at that hearing, though. The judge got really pissed off. He did. It was like he was talking to a politician. He's like, he said
we're
question,
passing each other here.
Yeah, and like there are many ways to ask a question. Like, oh, yeah. Wow, she really she annoyed him. She really annoyed him.
Yeah, she was not answering. I hate when people don't answer direct questions, and sometimes I miss what someone means. So it's I don't want to blame or say someone's doing it deliberately, but sometimes it is deliberate, and attorneys are very good at deliberately misunderstanding. Some of us have spoken to the media already. Okay. Let's see. Movement is engaging in lawful commentary on a high-profile lawsuit, a matter of public concern. She is not a party to the case and has no affiliation with any party. The subpoena seeks to unmask an anonymous speaker engaged in this lawful commentary. Plaintiffs have not provided evidence of wrongdoing, much less satisfied the burden for disclosure, merely because movement expresses a perspective disfavored by the plaintiff. Disclosure in this context would chill lawful expression in violation of McIntyre, which again is a U.S. Supreme Court decision, the highest court in the country. B, plaintiff failed to obtain a court order before attempting to unmask anonymous accounts. Again, I really explained this well on the I think it was my latest video before this one. It's about Stephanie Jones. And it talks about how you go about this very type of subpoena. Subpoenas given to Google, subpoenas given to Meta, given to Pinterest, given to Facebook, given to Twitter. So there's a process you have to go through to unmask someone's anonymity. So, and it requires a court order. And here's the other thing that's in those cases. So really, if you didn't see it, please go watch it. That's in those cases is, even if, and there was one case in particular, the people already had the court order, they did it right, but it was coming out of Washington, D.C., the court order. When you're outside of that 100-mile radius, you have to subpoena the local court. I can't believe this subpoena is that we have to address New York. We should be addressing this in Sacramento. I called Sacramento first. No record of your subpoena here. Then I had to call New York. And yep, that's where it was. But this came up already in Stephanie Jones, and it showed the correct way. We learned this with Taylor Swift's subpoena as well. Do you remember? Her subpoena had to go through Washington, D.C. because that's where Venable is located. It's outside of 100 miles. So everything about that had to go through Washington, D.C. In fact, Judge Liman had that one filing taken off his docket because it didn't belong there. It belonged in the D.C. docket. This is the same situation. So that person had a D.C. court order for the subpoena, but California got it and said, no, you have to get a court order here. And besides of that, you're in the wrong district of California. You have to go not only to California, you have to go to the correct district of California to file this. But this subpoena, I mean, I know New Yorkers love to call everything in the middle flyover. They don't consider us important, but that still doesn't put California within 100 miles of New York. So, where did I leave off? Before a subpoena can be issued to a service provider like Meta for information regarding the identity of an anonymous internet user. Oh, let me grab this real quick so it doesn't fly by. Thank you so much, Hillary, Ashley. You guys are way too generous. So nice. And I hope I can somehow save. Oh, I've put them all on the screen, so I will have them saved. I will have them saved so that I don't lose track of all of you guys. The party seeking the information must first persuade the court that there is a real evidentiary basis for believing that the defendant has engaged in wrongful conduct that has caused real harm to the interest of the plaintiffs. And that comes from these cases. Now, these cases are all found, and I go over each one of them in the Stephanie Jones case, and you'll see how this process goes. You have to show a prima facie case to the judge in the district where your subpoena was put. And the judge will say whether or not you have a case, and you have to follow. This is called the Highfield standard because it comes from the Highfields case, and I go through the Highfields case there. When a case like this is decided, especially in a higher court, if it's a topic that comes up over and over and over again, this higher court's decision becomes the standard that's used every time the same topic comes up. So then it becomes like this one. This one is now considered the standard. Sony is almost always mentioned as well. And the interesting thing about the Highfields is it was a case in Judge Liman's circuit that decided it. So that was really great. That's what these attorneys have had to resort to. They got to find Liman's own cases to use against him, and he still has ruled against himself. It's crazy. Okay, so the Highfield standard is regularly applied, especially in California. Oh, wait, this just caught my eye. Nirvana has the best little stuff she says, or he says. Sorry, I don't know what. I don't want to say that wrong. Liman is in the pocket of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. You know, he definitely favors them for absolute certain. It's unmistakable now. The first several times we hey, Artificial, yes, he has ruled against himself. These poor attorneys, they they couldn't just settle for things that were decided in his circuit. He would still rule against them. So they found his rulings and they're like, sir, you said this. He still ruled against himself. It's crazy. He'll rule against everyone except Blake Lively. Thank you very much, HK. That makes me think of Hong Kong. I love Hong Kong. Okay, courts apply strict scrutiny in these cases, requiring plaintiffs to show one, a valid legal claim. So according to this standard, this is what they have to meet. This is what Blake would have to meet with Google to, I don't agree with me. Exactly, Khaleesi. He's making himself sound so inept. I hope, well, no, I'm not going to go that far and say that. I'm going to, caught myself just in time. Another reason I don't often go live. So Blake would have to show a valid legal claim to Google, first of all. And that standard, that specific legal claim that's in the standard is the First Amendment one. This is the same one that they had to meet to get the New York Times. And I don't know if you guys saw, Emily D. Baker did a video talking about this. She's finally talking about this case, and I was surprisingly was not in Blake's favor, which was a very happy surprise, because people had said that she somehow was followed by Ryan and stuff, and so they weren't sure how she would speak on it. But I think in this case, it hits close to home. She is a content creator on YouTube, so she can't support this. She'd be saying her stuff could be easily grabbed, but she had a lot to say about it, and I reposted a clip of that part of her talking about it on Twitter, X. So it's still Twitter to me. But that is the First Amendment standard, and she said these subpoenas will never be granted. She's a California attorney, so she's more familiar with California law, and California is very, as protective as New York is to New York Times, that's how California is to Silicon Valley. So that's the standard that they have to meet first before they can go on, but that's not enough. First of all, that one is outrageous, really hard to cross, but if they cross it somehow, which they're not going to in my case, a strong factual basis connecting the speaker to alleged harm. I have not harmed her. I've spoken about things that are publicly known. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much, Debo. Content creators, the real for the people. It's true. You're not getting the truth the mainstream media is not even reporting on this. And if they do, they get a quote from Blake's team and move on. But, oh wow, are there that many, Machalotti? Where do I find how many's in the chat? I'm not very good with the live stuff because I don't. Yes, the shutting down of freedom of speech is a big deal, a very big deal, a huge deal.
There's 866 in the chat.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys. I don't think I've ever had that many before. Wow. Thank you. So I've not harmed her. Necessity. I mean, we said that we wanted her to step on Legos every night for the rest of her life and stub her toes and someone to run into the back of her shins with a cart, but that's all just wishful thinking. I don't have the powers to make that happen. 3, necessity of the information sought. And that includes, can you get this somewhere else? I'm not just a third party. I am a non-party being subpoenaed through a third party. Surely you can get information from Wayfair as to whether or not they've paid me. You don't need to go through my bank account to find that out. Thank you, Heidi Anderson, for your anti-bully fine dogs. Thank you so much. The rest is Blake's team. Hi, Blake. Hi, Ryan. Are you showing your Mint Mobile commercials again? Thank you for supporting me. Although every time you come on, I just cringe. You know what? I'm going to say this, and it's mean, but I laughed so hard. Someone sent me a screenshot of a comment somebody made on Reddit. They said, Because before I had said, like, why are his eyes getting so close together and so small? Like, every time he throws Blake under the bus, his eyes get closer together. And so they sent me that screenshot because it was something I said before. I don't know who the person was who said it, but if you're in here, you're amazing and I love it. Sally, hang in there. I'm so impressed by you and others. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so none of these criteria have been met. Oh, I don't think I pluralized criteria correctly. Sorry. Lawsuits, as they have done in this case, to civilization understands that this is not the way we do things. No Van Sham, not allowed. Every person being served a subpoena has the right to be notified, legally represented, and protected, either by counsel in a standard lawsuit or by a presiding judge who has heard the pleadings and determined the legal necessity of said subpoena in a Doe situation, so that Does have legal representation to protect their rights. So if you saw my episodes about the sham lawsuit, I went through from New York law and federal law to show that this whole Van Zandt thing was not legal. It is not the correct process. It's exactly as Brian Friedman called it. It's an abusive process, and they've got a suit. What am I trying to say? They've got grounds for legal action about that. And if by chance Justin wins, then they have malicious prosecution. They've got a claim for that. So people are saying, well, why hasn't he said anything? I had somebody I was fighting with on X today say, well, obviously there's nothing wrong with that because nothing happened. He never brought it to the court. Oh, you better believe it's coming. He's just getting all the evidence first, and maybe he's holding out for malicious prosecution. We don't know what he's doing, but he didn't change causes of action that cover 3 federal crimes and 1 state crime for no reason. So, and if you noticed, it was after those came up that Blake kind of slowed down and her attorney stopped making so many public statements. So better believe they're concerned. But I went through how it's supposed to go for Does. And then it's also in terms of being served a subpoena, how Does are supposed to be treated. Thank you so much, Cairo James. Fingers crossed. This is my first time being in any chat. Oh, wow. Congratulations and welcome. I've been following you since the start of this case and look forward to every stream you do. I'm so disgusted by them. Thank you. Thank you very much. We really have the best community here. I've never seen a community quite like this one. But so here's the thing. When subpoenas are served on people, there's a reason that the rules state that subpoenas can't be served until after meet and confer. That way, both sides are represented by counsel. These people aren't just sending subpoenas willy-nilly. Opposing counsel has to be notified what they're sending out. And so when someone gets subpoenaed, they know and they can have their attorneys represent their best interest. In a case like this, it was served to Google. I don't have counsel. No one in that group had counsel to protect us. That's why when it comes to a Doe, it doesn't get to just go out there into the wild because some lawyer wrote it up. It has to go before a judge. There has to be somebody representing my and the other 16 legal interests. This first would have had to go before a judge, say, this is why we're going to issue this subpoena. He has to look at this standard. I just read those 3 things, the Highfield standard, and he has to take the place of legal representation that we don't have, because at this point we don't know we're getting it. He has to be our legal representation and say yes or no, you've shown this. So the fact that these subpoenas just flew out into the wild without being put in front of a judge's eyes is wrong, and they know it. If I know it, they know it. It's in the rules. So sorry, just went off on a tangent. So that's what this is about. This prima facie showing. And prima facie, again, if you haven't, I've talked about it before, but if you weren't there, it's you have to you show you have a case. You show that your case has teeth, it has merit. That's what that means. And so the judge will say, okay, it meets these standards. Oh, our bushbirds are here. Sorry guys, I haven't been able to. Oh, you have to cook dinner. Okay, happy bird dinner. The bushbirds are amazing. You guys should, if you haven't checked them out, they're on YouTube, and they're also on X, and they're so adorable. But okay, so that's what I'm talking about. Where did I leave off? I have concerns that not all content creators will have the chance to defend themselves, since there is no complete list available for who Miss Lively has requested this overbroad, intrusive information from. I request the court see that all Doe-type subpoenas served without court order from the appropriate district court be revoked. Because this is driving me crazy. We don't have all 16 numbered. There are people who obviously have not found. One girl, what is Sweet and Salty? She just found hers yesterday or today. So I know there's people out there who have been subpoenaed. We don't have the full number. They're either being quiet about it or they don't know about it. So I'm like, we got to protect everybody here. Thank you, Anoli. After those ridiculous amicus, yes, those amicus briefs, every single motion to quash should hit the docket. It really should, if those were allowed on here.
Do you know, can I just, you know, because I wrote an email, didn't I, to Ezra Hudson, which was like, it was such a snarky email. It was hilarious. And it was to like every attorney on the docket as well, because I'd emailed on the Friday to say, is this real or not? Because there was a very similar scam, and so no one knew, did they? And I was like, we had some people were quite anxious, in fairness, didn't need all this crap. So I said, oh, don't worry, I'll email. So I emailed and I didn't get a response Friday. So was it like Tuesday? I was like, do you know what, I've had enough. So I emailed.
I've lost track of
it was hilarious. Well, we can put it on the screen if there's time, but I don't mind. But I emailed a really, really snarky email, and I have completely forgotten where I was going with this. But why did I start this conversation? What were we saying?
What were we talking about before that?
Oh, yeah, was it some people don't know? So yeah, and
oh yeah, some have not been notified. Is it in the chat? If I can get it there, I can pull it up.
Is what?
Your email.
Oh, yeah, hold on, I can add it to on here, can't I?
If you can add it. Do you see the present or invite on the studio too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Still really new at this going live business.
I've only just started figuring it out, but 1 second, I'll just find the download, because well, it was just wonderful. We've really taken the opportunity, haven't we, to bash her.
Yeah, we finally get, you know what? There was a mistake putting us in here, because now guess what? We all get to go on the docket and say what we want to say.
Yeah.
Every move she makes is dumber and dumber.
1 second, I'm just sending it to myself.
And no, Wayfarer didn't pay me to say this, but I hope Ryan did.
Do you know, I'm just going to bring up the actual email itself.
Okay.
And just, I don't know if I can screen share, but I think I can, because you screen shared with me, haven't you?
Yeah.
On my
Can
live.
you see present or invite? Do you see that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, yeah, you click on that and then you select what you want, and then once it's there, you click on it and it will put it onto the screen. So you get to kind of preview it there first and make sure it's the right thing. I heard people were having issues with Reddit. There was a lot of talk about Reddit today on X. I was on X today when I needed a little wake up because we are running on fumes. It's not even. I mean, the last 4 days we've been hardly eating, hardly sleeping. Like today, I had my little 4 tortellinis before I got on here. But it's hard to eat when you're stressed out. I did have some wine yesterday, wine and chocolate. I took a picture of it. I was going to share it, and because I thought my thing was going to come through the docket last night. They told me it would be up in 20 minutes, and then it never came up. And then when it didn't come up, I was like, you know what? I gotta take an evening off. And I drank my wine and I had my chocolate and I watched mindless, stupid television and I crocheted to keep my hands busy. Because I didn't want to keep refreshing. I'm like, I know they're not going to post it on after 5. So, but I'm not going to be able to stop myself refreshing anyway and then getting sad every time I see. So I'm like, I have to keep my hands busy.
We pasted charges as well to refresh the docket.
It does?
It does, yeah. Oh, did you not know that? Right, are you still there? Hello?
All right. Did I go out again?
Yeah, you did.
All right. Sorry. I was trying to think. I was saying I need to do some member content. I always feel so bad. I had told my members that I was to just go ahead and like unsign, but because it was so hard to keep up with everything, and then I felt guilty to like just make members only for stuff everybody wanted to see. I'm just not cut out for this kind of stuff. I just want to give it all away for free. But yes, I've got to. I was kind of thinking of like a game night or something. I don't know that everybody would like that, or if you just I want it, but I have to do something. Did you pull it up?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, it's there. Okay, you ready for me to add it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay. I'll remove this and okay. There we go.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can. I've actually scrolled over all the names. You can see all the names of all the.
Oh wow, you sent it to everybody.
Oh, I did. Yeah, she was getting it all. So, do you want me to read this or?
Yes, please. Because you can read it with the way you want to stress it.
With my British accent. You can hear my British outrage.
Yes, that we all adore.
Okay, so dear council, I am writing in furtherance to my email to Miss Hudson on Friday, which stated, and so I put the email here, dear Miss Hudson, I'm writing to ask if the recent subpoenas to Google are genuine notices of subpoenas you have served on Google to obtain information about a number of content creators who cover this case, or whether they have nothing to do with you and should be disregarded. We are aware of spam emails being sent out that look remarkably similar to the ones that have been received. And then I did attach something at the time. And the recipients are being given conflicting information regarding their authenticity. It would be helpful if you could clarify the situation so we can proceed accordingly. Kind regards, Jan Newton. So that's what I sent on Friday. And I kind of just put it in there. Then I carried on. So my email received no response, and I'm following up because many of the content creators who have been affected by the Google subpoena still have no answers as to whether this is indeed a genuine subpoena request or a scam email. Additionally, the subpoena, and I've attached it, as you can see at the bottom. Mm-hmm. Additionally, the subpoena has a compliance deadline of the 16th of July, but Google's email that notifies users is requesting they file a motion to quash by the 31st of July. This is clearly confusing information, and the individuals are not being given the information they need to make decisions on how to respond to this request. I myself was not subpoenaed, but I am writing in support of the many creators whom I have collaborated with and considered friends, as well as out of concern at the precedent that this may be setting in chilling free speech that Miss Lively does not consider to be flattering to her. It is noted from the filings that other content creators may be subpoenaed in the future, so there is a genuine interest in this specific situation. A question I raise is that given Mr. Reynolds was dismissed as a party on June the 9th, why is he referred to as a party in this action within the definitions of a subpoena dated 3rd of July? This seems at odds with the court's order dated the 18th of June. And as far as and obviously that in that order, that was when, do you remember Blake Lively tried to compel his motion to compel Brian Friedman, the emails and everything, and the judge was like, no, he's not a party. So I was referring to that order actually. So this seems at odds with the court's order dated the 18th of June, and as far as the content creators are aware, Mr. Reynolds is not alleging any untraceable retaliation campaign for raising allegations of sexual harassment. Finally, the subpoena production request also appears to include information, not limited to, bank accounts and credit cards. Again, content creators are concerned why this is necessary or relevant. We are also concerned at the precedent being set. We find it highly amusing that Ms. Lively is demanding the financial information of at least 16 non-parties, given there is a current motion to compel her to produce her own financial information for a lawsuit she's initiated and is claiming substantial damages in. Could you please, one way or another, clarify the authenticity of these subpoenas and their deadline urgently? And I believe she did, didn't she, later that day, actually? She finally put out...
I think that's when she finally responded to... I think... Did I go out?
No.
Oh, you took it off. Okay. I thought I flipped out again.
Sorry.
Okay, I want to put this up. Lots of people commenting on your lovely accent too, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
That's why I grabbed the first one I saw up. Does Omar have an 8 p.m. subpoena? Oh, is his starting soon? Let me know. I don't want to overlap, but we don't know. This has never shown up in any. We don't know that they've even received it. They claim that they sent it, but it hasn't shown up anywhere. That I doubt it. I think they just got it and she already had the stuff, so there was no reason to serve it. But that was my big question. Oh my goodness. Amy, thank you. Thank you for my Bully Blake fund. We all content creators are amazing. Keep blazing trails. You've got an army behind you. You guys are amazing. Now you're gonna get me all I have myself together. I had myself together. No. Thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry.
It's a great community, isn't it?
It is. It really is. It's so unexpectedly amazing. Thank you so much, all of you. Oh, okay. Where did we leave off? I want to hurry. So I didn't see, is Omar? Oh, in 4-ish hours. Okay, so it's not real soon. Okay, good. I didn't want to go into his time. Okay, so so I asked for, because I was afraid some weren't going to get notified, so I asked for them all to be revoked. If they were done in this manner, that's not the way you do it. They should rightfully be revoked. It's one subpoena served to all of us. So one motion is all the judge has to do. And it's gone. And any future subpoenas of this type, because she said that she had more she wanted to do, and that was the reason for extending the deadline. And this makes me so mad because in the hearing yesterday, Kevin Fritz tried to speak after Kristen Bender made a mess of herself. Like Leanne said, the judge even said, I think we're passing each other, because it was just like she couldn't understand what he was saying and he didn't get what she was trying to say. But what was I saying about her? Oh, then after all that mess, and it seemed like the judge was going to be a little hard, saying, like, why do you need this? You've been living under this deadline all this time. It's not a surprise. Why didn't you do this before? And then Kevin gets to say like 10 words. And then he says something about, starts to speak about these content creator subpoenas, which he should have been able to finish. The judge didn't know where he was going with that, what he was going to say, but he just cut him down and didn't let him finish. It is a reasonable objection to say these subpoenas are ridiculous and they're wrong, and you should not extend a deadline just so she can continue putting out more. Who knows? Maybe that's what he intended to say. But the judge would not even let him finish speaking. Yes, Green Fox. So did, well, I did too. I was like gasping and, oh, wait, where? I never grabbed the right one. Because it's moving and I'm so uncoordinated with this. So, there we go. Literally gasped out loud. Yes. And I saw someone else say, California requires a notice to consumer and proof of service. Exactly. Because the way they're doing things in the Southern District, from their stupid Dear Judge letters instead of actual motions that are named, so you can look at the top of it and know what kind of motion it is. They just have all these stupid Dear Judge. There's a million Dear Judge letters, and you got to go through to sort out what kind of motion or what they're asking, so you know how to name it in your computer. But one of my tangents, where was I? Yeah, but he cut him off, and it could have been something related to, because he said, oh, we're just gonna, then I think he realized everybody's listening to you and we hear you being ridiculous, so he's like, I just want to stick to the scheduling. Well, you don't know. If you'd let him finish, you would have known that this could have been his objection to why he doesn't think this deadline needs to be changed, but never got the chance to say it. The judge does not want to hear from anyone, not just Brian Friedman. Brian Friedman realized, I'm not getting anywhere with this judge. This judge hates me. I need to keep my mouth shut. And so he has stepped back. Let Ellen speak. Let Kevin speak. Let Mitchell. They've been the ones doing everything. And it's so funny. The Blake stands are still saying, Brian Friedman said, Brian Friedman said, Brian Friedman. No, dummies. Brian Friedman is sitting quietly in this behind the scenes and letting other people speak because he doesn't want any more harm to come to his client because the judge hates him. But it's not just him. It's apparent. Because if it's Mitchell or if it's Kevin, it's the same situation. Sorry. Here I go. I got to get through this. Okay. The subpoena appears to have been served by the wrong court. I initially attempted to file this motion in the federal court in Sacramento, where Google is located, because that's the way it's supposed to be. Look at Stephanie Jones' stuff, for example. It's all being done in California. But was informed that my subpoena was not issued from their district and that the issuing court was the Southern District of New York. In accordance with the Uniform Interstate Deposition and Discovery Act and Federal Rules 45C2, subpoenas served outside of 100 miles of the issuing court must be issued in the court district of the entity being served. So not where it's coming from, not New York. I have included a screenshot. This was my third petty. I have included a screenshot of the easy to follow instructions on how to properly domesticate a New York subpoena to serve an entity in California. And that is my exhibit G. And it's even highlighted for them. Also chicken butt. Yes, Khaleesi. I forgot to say it this time. It's supposed to come after every guess what. Yeah, so in case they don't know, I've now given them the instructions. The subpoena is overbroad and unduly burdensome. The demand for extensive personal data, including banking information and geolocation, goes far beyond what is relevant or necessary. It sweeps in private data of not only non-parties, but even more distant, such as spouses and family members of non-parties who are included in joint bank accounts, live at the same address, share the same phone number, email address, credit card, YouTube account, or the same IP address. Movement is not party to this action and should not be forced to bear the burden of compliance, much less have her loved ones exposed to the dangers of every member of the Wayfarer party has so far been subjected to as a direct consequence of the court continually allowing plaintiffs' counsel's lack of basic proper redacting. So you're not having my information because you don't redact properly, and you're not putting my family at risk because the judge has allowed this to keep happening. Thank you so much, Araceli. We are behind all of you creators for your outstanding job in covering, explaining, and being the voices for Justin Baldoni and his supporters. Thank you so much. Yes, Google says to domesticate the subpoena in California. And these cases that I have on here all say that. They all show that. So I don't know how. So maybe, no, they couldn't. I was going to say maybe they did, but no, because the subpoena itself would not say New York, and it does. And like I said, I called Sacramento courthouse thinking this is where it should go. And they're like, we don't even have this on record. Try the other one. And that's where it was. Disclosure would cause irreparable harm. Movement has faced serious safety threats in the past. Her stalker to this date has not been identified. I have written a chapter for an author friend of mine who is putting a book out, I believe this summer, or starting to advertise the book this summer, about us podcasters and why we do what we do. And so some of my story is in there, but I don't want to go into that now. You'll have to buy her book. But anyway, disclosure of her identity to a party with a record of data mishandling poses an unacceptable risk of physical harm and doxing. The chilling effect on protected speech is profound. Yeah, you can't, and that chilling again it's like scaring people into not speaking when they have credible threats. If they're discovered, then they don't want to say anything. So that's what that's talking about. Additionally, the court's indulgence of Miss Lively's outrageous request would set a dangerous precedent, destroying the first basic right of citizens of this country, their First Amendment right of free speech. Miss Lively and her same law firm have already set one dangerous precedent in the course of this lawsuit, namely the Van Zandt sham lawsuit, described on the previous page, where Miss Lively obtained, this was another big point, the entirety of the very basis of her retaliation claims spelled out in her CRD complaint, the New York Times article, and subsequent lawsuit. So I'm saying everything in all of those things came from what she illegally obtained through her Van Zandt sham lawsuit. In spite of the New York standard for filing a Doe lawsuit outlined in Sandals Resorts, and then I list that. Then let me see. Yeah, that took place in New York. In this case, the court ruled the petition fails to demonstrate that Sandals has a meritorious cause of action, because what happened? They have to take it to the court and get a court order because there's no one representing Sandals at this point. They were a Doe. No, Sandals was trying to find the information of a Doe. It was a bad review and some information that was put out to employees of Sandals saying you shouldn't have to work under these conditions. And it was all done anonymously. And Sandals is like, hey, this is defamation. We want to sue them. And the judge said, sorry, your case is not meritorious. You did not meet the lofty standard to unmask an anonymous person. And that was New York. Let's see. As the email at issue does not contain assertions of objective fact with regard to Sandals, the email cannot form the predicate for a defamation claim based on the first criteria stated above. Furthermore, as Sandals offers no evidence of the harm the account holder's email has caused it, Sandals has failed to prove the fourth element of defamation cited above. So those standards are hard to meet. And if you're trying to meet it in California, good luck. It appears there could be no retaliation claims without the ill-gotten information obtained by the Van Zandt sham lawsuit. Yet, this case continues in the court that now baselessly seeks my and 15 others' private information. So that's at you, Judge Liman. You've got a case in your court that's entirely based on this sham lawsuit, and that's on you. And now you've allowed it, and people are coming after me. Ms. Lively must not be allowed to collect such sensitive information to use in a harmful and scheming way once again. Ms. Lively and her law firm simply cannot be continually allowed to misuse the courts of New York as a revenge machine or a witch hunt against those who speak their opinions about her conduct as a public figure and a party to a public judicial proceeding, the reporting of which is fiercely protected in the state of New York, as we've seen with the former defendant, the New York Times, who was granted a stay of discovery, never having to produce a single document before their ultimate dismissal, though their article and video contained information entirely from the Van Zandt sham subpoena. It began being written months before any judicial proceeding was ever filed in court, and even admitted that it came from thousands of pages of emails and texts and not a judicial proceeding. I address this court with nothing like those claims being brought against me. My information is sought with no claim whatsoever. My and the other 15 subpoenaed parties' information is being sought because Miss Lively is allowed to make unfounded claims over and over, striking out at whoever she wants to, using the courts of New York to do so. Thank you, Rouge, to fighting on the side of good. Indeed. Indeed. She proclaims herself to be the voice of women and vowed to not stop speaking for us, while simultaneously causing lasting harm to woman after woman with her counsel and the court's assistance. I, as most of her victims, have done nothing wrong and do not deserve to be unconstitutionally stripped of my right to suit her whims. Alternative mechanisms exist. F. Movement is willing to cooperate with the court through less invasive means, such as submission of sworn affidavits to confirm lack of affiliation and communication with defendants for ex parte. Ex parte means one side is excluded, only one side allowed. So in this case, excluding members of Lively's counsel. So if I have to go before seek. Conclusion. This subpoena fails on multiple grounds. It is breathtakingly overbroad and invasive, putting not only myself as a non-party to this case at risk, but also my loved ones who share bank accounts, credit cards, physical address, IP address, YouTube viewing, phone numbers, etc. It is baseless since there is not one shred of evidence that I am or have ever been paid by any of the Wayfarer parties or their counsel or anyone affiliated with them. I would love to meet Mrs. Baldoni and Mrs. Heath because they have been extremely, they're better women than me. I'll say that. Blake would be bald if she was accusing my husband of this stuff. I would find that woman and but they have been so graceful and quiet and supportive of their husbands and been there by their side. They know these men. They know these men. And I have said over and over again, I feel for these women so much more than I feel for the men. Not that I don't feel for the men, but just put yourself in their shoes for a second. Them and Jennifer Abel, what they have been through is unspeakable. And it just gets me to my core. But and then Blake gonna say she's the voice of women and she's never gonna stop speaking out for women. You speak out for yourself and your booze and your hair care, and that's it. Not one person has she spoken in support of. She's had women fired over and over again throughout her entire career. She's treated co-stars horribly. It's crazy. Yeah. Why us 16? Why I have my ideas of why they chose me. Because I speak out about the judge quite a bit. I'm the one who uncovered his financial stuff. Oh, I didn't uncover it. It's public information. I was the one who read it and showed it. But it's public information for anybody to see. I didn't do anything I am not allowed to do. I didn't do anything illegal. It's all public information. So I'm sure I'm not his favorite person. And I'm sure he found out that somebody was reporting about him and I tried to stop. It's all on record. I try to stop people because they're like, we need a petition. We need to complain. We need to get him recused. We need to all this. And I kept saying over and over again, well, Leanne, you were there trying to help me too. Like, please don't do this. You could mess things up for Justin. Like, don't take action. This is for Justin's attorneys to take action. This is just awareness. So, but yeah, I think that might have been strategic, thinking, well, he is never going to grant her anything and he probably won't. But anyway, and Ashley too. Ashley went live about the T-Mobile stuff, the T-Mobile stock. So I'm sure that's
Shapiro, didn't she?
I don't remember talking about Shapiro.
No, not you, Ashley.
Oh, Ash. Oh, did she?
Yeah, Ashley really did a deep dive on Nick Shapiro.
Yeah, I would love to know how us 16 were chosen, because like they didn't go after Donna or Zach
or me.
Or you.
Who was actually emailed Brian Friedman with a lot of stuff. and
you're the metadata girl. Leanne's the one who discovered the metadata that showed that the New York Times had this stuff in October.
Yeah. So, I've been very because I was on Colonel Kurtz's live stream last night, and she was saying to me, and quite rightly so, because she was like, yeah, how have me and you not had a subpoena? Because between you emailing me, she put out the content with the lost Ari Manuel recording where he confirmed he was ride or die, and he fired Justin because of Blake and Ryan. And we, that they tried to hide that recording, but it was found, and Colonel Kurtz was the one who played it live. And I sent the link over to Brian Friedman, and that's just one of many, many things I've sent to either Friedman, Fritz, and Ellen. I've sent Ellen stuff as well, but no one wants to speak to us.
Interesting. I did send, when I got my subpoena, I did send it to Ellen, and I said but I was very clear. I said, I'm not asking anything of you. I'm not even asking for reply. I'm not asking anything of you. I just want your firm to be aware that this has happened, because I didn't know if they knew. But I just saw something interesting. Where was it? It was what you said. Colonel Kurtz showed up with a stock.
Yeah.
In Texas, and she didn't get a subpoena.
She was a solitary protester that made it into Jed Wallace's amended complaint.
But yeah, Katie Joy, she broke the Van Zandt thing. So yeah, she actually got subpoenaed. So
I mean, she was putting out a lot, suggesting she had sources though as well. Like the
yeah.
whole James Latuska thing. So there are some people I could see why they got a subpoena,
Mm-hmm.
but there are There are far more where I'm looking at them going, I can't make sense of that.
Well, the one had like 300 followers,
Yeah.
and now she's got over 1,000. So I'm like, all right, yeah,
Yeah.
go give her some love. So for having to put up with this, because we've all got to deal with this now. Either that or hand our stuff over to these people.
Yeah.
And it's so maddening that the Blake stands on X, and why are they always so dumb? But anyway, and yeah, I said it. You guys are dumb. But what were they saying? They're like, "Oh yeah, that'll F around and find out." I'm like, "What do you mean? Do you think we're being sued? Like what do you think we're finding out?" And we're not getting punished for what we said. It's just so stupid, and we're not going to stop saying what we're saying. And do you realize that if this goes through, that means all your snotty remarks on X could expose you? Is that really what you want to happen? Wherever you are on social media, lurking behind your no picture profile, keeping anonymous too. If people start getting unmasked, that means you get unmasked too. If somebody doesn't like what you said. That's why I say dumb, because that's dumb. They can't sue us.
No.
It's just an annoyance. But and if it were just me, I wouldn't care. But it's not just me. And so I care very much. I don't want those kind of people that are spending their days picking their nose, sitting on Reddit, calling us misogynists because they don't have the brains to come up with a decent argument, and the person they support is an awful person. I don't want them finding my address, because I know what happens in these cases. I've seen it a million times. Okay. It fails. It also fails because, did I already read that one? Oh yeah. So about all of them being presented. Let's see, led to a court order permitting the subpoena to be served, noting that an out-of-district subpoena must also pass inspection in the district it will ultimately be served in. Like I said, you can get the court order in here, but the ones in California, they've got to do the same. And I'm sure Google has amazing attorneys. So let's see. Candace did. She did. Yes, she spoke immediately. She got subpoenaed before we did, and hers was direct, right, Leanne?
Yeah.
She wasn't
Yeah.
one of us 16. Her and, was it Andy?
Yeah, her and Andy.
And the third person, I can't remember who.
I can't
Three
remember.
of them
They are going to subpoena Perez, because I've seen his real name in the filings. That they're looking for alternative means to serve him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they were served directly, and she did. She made a video about it. I think yeah, I'm pretty sure I watched it. Yeah, she went just exactly how you would expect her to go. It was pretty amazing. I may not agree with her on many things, but when it came to that, absolutely. So yeah, Katie Joy is one of the 16. She's in the same subpoena with us. Okay. All right. So here's where I say the first thing I asked was the court to just revoke them all, not just mine, revoke them all. They weren't done right. They should have to go, whether they're Blake's attorneys or not, and the sitting favorites, they still have to do it right. And if they didn't do it right, they need completely revoked and no more allowed. Alternatively, and I give several options, quash the subpoena served on Google for movement number 12. And then I also asked, I have no legal standing to ask for anybody else, but I put it in there anyway. All other, because I'm just so afraid that there's like 6 of them out there that have no idea that this has even happened. Alternatively, allow for lesser invasive mechanisms as suggested in this motion. That's the one where I said, let me go before the court with just wayfarer counsel. They can be present. I don't care if they're present. Narrow the scope and require protective measures. And finally, grant such further relief as the court deems just and proper, including but not limited to sanctions. And Omar said we can ask for this. Sanctions for attorney's fees and costs to cover this completely unnecessary and violating subpoena served without court order, cause, or reasonable explanation. It has already consumed days of my time in an effort to determine its validity, because at first we thought it was a fake, especially after being lied to by the serving law firm when called upon to authenticate. This experience caused and will continue to cause much emotional distress due to the fears surrounding the overly broad nature of the request put upon movement and my loved ones from the moment I learned of the subpoena until the matter will be put to rest and I know I am safe. And there's my fabulous manager on behalf of my channel, because it was my channel that was subpoenaed. So they have the legal right to sign this and make this legal decision for my LLC. Anyway, so that's it. There's my motion to quash. Time will tell if it shows up on the docket or not. Candace called Blake stupid on Billy Bush's stream. Hysterical. Yeah, well,
It was a good day, isn't it?
I'm not going to disagree with her. So, Lauren has a question. Oh, you answering? Is that you answering her?
Oh, yeah, sorry. She's about
yeah,
to
we've got
send
our little. Did Ashley get her sent? Do you know?
Ashley's got her sent as well, so all gone in today.
Alrighty. So I know of.
Oh, is there a fee? There's no fee, is there?
There's no fee because it's not a new case. So
Ashley says she's had an email about fees.
oh, tell her to look below. That's what you see at the first, but that's at the top when it talks about fees. That's if you're filing a new complaint, but we're not. So tell her to look at the bottom half of the email, because it's not. Yeah, we don't have to pay because we're not opening the case. Right. Well, thank you all, you guys. I don't know if I can get through all of these even. I just want to go through really quick and thank, oh my goodness, these dang onions. Thank every single one of you. I cannot even believe. I can't even believe it. I'm just like absolutely overwhelmed.
It's lovely. Everyone has been really, really kind and supportive. And, you know, I mean, I haven't been subpoenaed, but even I kind of like, you know, I feel like if it happened to me at my back, everyone would have my back. So
we would. And when they find out you've been helping us, you're going to get. And they better not. You've been through enough. I don't know if you guys know Leanne's personal story, but it is, you know, and most of us, I think, that are doing this, it's because of our life experiences, and we hate to see wrong being done to the underdog, you know. And if you don't know Leanne's story, you've got to hear it at some point. So they better stay away from her and not even try this, because it's crazy to me that this. Oh, that was a question I wanted to get back to, so I started, but I already went through that. My goodness, you guys are so generous. I can't even believe this. I can't even believe this. It's truly from bottom of my heart. Thank you. I'm out of words. Truly, I can't even believe it. You guys are all amazing, and I thank you so very much. And I think I will finally have a little relaxed feeling, because just getting these motions filed today is so important to get our voices out there and get ourselves protected. And you know what? Again, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, you are your own worst enemies. Every move you've made from the time you chose to pick on Justin and Jamie and Jennifer and Melissa and all the people who love them, every decision you've made since then has been to your own detriment, to where you can't even have anything written about you without thousands of people getting on there and calling you out. You have to turn off comments for everything. Who was the guy? Ryan was on his late night channel. What's his name? Seth Meyers, right? Had to turn off comments probably for the first time ever for his show, because he had Ryan Reynolds on there. And every move they've made since then. And you know what? Right now, they're pretty protected because mainstream media is not reporting. But when this stuff finally hits mainstream media, they're going to be ruined forever. No one is ever going to want to hire Blake again. And I did a video months ago called House of Cards that went through the truth about Ryan's Hollywood career and all of his business dealings, and how there's a little cycle in there that's completely reliant upon his reputation. If you didn't watch that, go back and watch that. It's called House of Cards. And you know what's so funny? What I said about his team, ESPN wrote an article. I keep forgetting I wanted to do a thing about that. They wrote an article and said everything I said in my video. It was so cool. So I want to bring that up. But everything about them, it's its own ecosystem. I called it a terrarium because it's a cycle. He owns these businesses and serves as the spokesperson. Then he has a marketing company that serves as the marketing. He has a production company that does the production. So the money never really goes out of his hands. It goes out of one hand to the other hand and back around again. But it's all dependent, every bit of it, from the money he made from the Mint Mobile sale, to the aviation gin, to keeping people in his stadium in Wrexham and interested in him and his team. And he's bought 2 new teams. He's spread himself incredibly thin at this point. And when it gets to the bottom, did I not show a couple of them? Kitten Kiddo, thank you for using your voice, fighting for us. 19, thank you very much. Dawn DeVito, thank you very much. And Katrina, I hope I didn't miss. If I miss anybody, I'm truly sorry. I tried to get through all that. But every bit of what he does is completely reliant upon his reputation. So once his reputation is ruined and he doesn't make a good spokesperson anymore, it all fades away. That's why I said House of Cards, because it could collapse in an instant. And forget Blake's career. It's done. Unless Paul Feig wants to keep hiring her to do like 20 more of the what's that stupid, I feel so bad for Anna Kendrick because I think she's so cute. What the simple favor. I mean, like, that's all she's gonna get from here on out. But it's funny to me, like, Ryan has his own production company and he has so much power. Why doesn't he set his wife up? Why doesn't he give her a movie to take over? She's got her own production company, but she doesn't know what to do with it. So she had to take over somebody else that already had all the sets, all the locations, all of the cast, all of the crew, everything set up, the script that she could come in and take over because she doesn't know how to start. Box Cake Blake doesn't know where to start on her own. So she requires somebody else's work to take over. But why doesn't Ryan give her a movie to do? Right? He didn't even let her put on that lady pool suit. She got to do the voice, but somebody else's body was in that. Come on. So even he doesn't want her in his movies. So what's up with that, Ryan? Don't you like your wife? Or you know what a handful she is and you don't want to deal with it? What is it? It's weird. Anyway, well, thank you guys so much. I feel so much relief just getting this out and talking to all of you guys. And you guys are just so amazing. Thank you, Kathy. And I feel like I could go to sleep finally. Like I'm so tired.
Same.
So tired. And I feel so, thank you for, you guys make me feel like it's gonna be okay. So I hope you guys have a great night, and I will, if I can stop bawling, thank you, MMT. I will see you guys over at, unless I fall asleep, I will see you over at Omar and Lauren's later tonight. And Leanne, my good woman, you guys give Leanne all the love. If you don't subscribe to her YouTube channel, let's get her monetized because this woman deserves. She deserves to be monetized. She puts in tireless hours of work and she's not monetized. So yeah, go give her some love. So anyway, thank you, Leanne, with all my heart. Thank you so much. I could not have finished this without you. And thank you, this Leanne, and who did I miss? Oh my goodness, Sarnaz. Thank you so much. What a cute little kitty. Thank you, Millennial Mom. And I think, did I get them all? Did I miss? I don't think I missed any. Did I miss you, Sarah? You are doing fantastic work. We stand with you. We got your back. Thank you, guys. All right. I feel so much better. So for that is what I thank you for the most, all of you. All right. I love you guys all. And I will be back very soon reporting on this. They're not going to stop me.
Nope.
All right. Have a good night, everyone. Oh, one more. Thank you. Thank you, Kat. Good night, everyone.
Night.